Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Wakar double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And Shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the respected word, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I'll say Shalom to you, Akim, out there. And this is for another outside walk and talk lesson, my second video for In the News of November 28th, 2022. And this is about Wall Street Journal, about economics and business from the Wall Street. And the highlight of this news article from the Wall Street Journal was last updated November 28th, 2022 at 5:14 p.m. That's Eastern time, because the Dow Jones closed around about like 3 o'clock. That's when the bell rings of the Wall Street. And highlight of this news article, it reads: stock markets today closed in a red, amending the word 19 protests in China. It says the Wall Street Journal full market coverage. It says today's development, stocks market Monday on a down note. All three benchmark index lost around 1.5%. Treasury posts slight gains, although the 10-year note was flat. Oil, meanwhile, finishing up after being down for the much of the day, reading Monday's full market roundup. Investors are evacuating most protests in China against the you-know-what zero tolerance approach to the word 19, as well as the surge in infections in the country. Stocks have come under pressure in mainland China and Hong Kong, although some investors were buying today. And the crypto news lenders BlockFi filed for bankruptcy Monday in a roundup of latest crypto coverage here. So yeah, as you see right here, it says the S&P 500 index fell 1.5%, while the NASDAQ composite shed 1.6% by the closing bell. The Down Jones Industrial average negative 498 points to close down 0 to 1.5% at 33,849 points. So yeah, as you see, I believe it was like last week, the Dow Jones, like the end of Wednesday. Yeah, I believe Wednesday, Monday, and Tuesday, they had a good solid gains for I'll say about 3-day gain in the market. Now we're entering a new week of these markets crash, because like I mentioned before, as I cover these stories and do sit-down lessons or walk and talk lessons of the, the Wall Street, of the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, as well too, and the Dow Jones, Now for this week, they all was in the negatives, because as I mentioned before, sometimes the market reacts to what's going on around the world, or what's going on globally, or what these businesses and these companies and these CEOs, and these other finance companies, oil or gas prices or inflation, or the Federal Reserves, or the interest rate, or they make an announcement. Because sometimes the stocks, they kind of react to what's going on globally, or anything that's revolving economics, and that's that's what the markets kind of react with those protests going on over there in China with the iPhone, because the iPhone market of Apple, they do their little that be invested with the businesses and markets in stocks and stuff like that. Most likely, I believe that had crashed. The market had probably potentially crashed over there in China and Europe as well too, and here the United States. Now you got all the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ industrial and the Dow Jones. They all fell, So that's a clear sign of even though you're going to have a continuing up and down balance scale of the the Dow Jones and the markets. It revolves on what it reacts to what's happening in the world, especially financially, like I mentioned before. And I believe it was some guy named Goldman. I did a video a couple of days ago. They saying a black market, which is in the negatives area of a potential downfall of the markets. That's heading into 2023. So that's a clear sign of what the increasing, continuing inflation, the continuing oil prices, the gas prices, and the consumers' prices is going to increase. I say from all the way into the whole month of December, as entering in a new year, 2023. We're going to see this trend going to continue. But till then, at the current moment, now you have the markets crash of what's going on over there in China with the protests of iPhone factories, which goes into with the markets and stuff like that. So potentially the markets over there in China probably had crashed with the protests over there, over the COVID-19 restrictions as well too. So the markets react to what's going on globally and around the world financially as well too. So there you have it, as the markets has crashed, almost 500 points as the end of negative 498 of the Dow Jones, and the NASDAQ and S&P 500. They all both close at negative rates as they new week comes along. So we're going to see if this trend continues, if it has good solid gains the next day, or it's going to continue that trend of the markets crashing once again as the markets react financially of what's going on and stuff. So with that, I just want to bring out this news that the markets have crashed today as we're entering the new week of November 28th, 2022. So with that, I hope this was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Karkadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a bar.